The other News 4 exclusive tonight, a fight club going on for hours inside the troubled St. Louis Justice Center downtown.
It is just the latest uprising there. News 4 has exclusive video showing the relentless beatings that happened late Friday into Saturday morning. At least 4 detainees were taken to the hospital. News 4 investigator Lauren Traeger has the video you're only seeing here.
Whispers in prison are louder than shouts. They crawl under doors, ride along the bars, and echo in ways that paperwork never can. Right now, the whispers are circling around the group accused of killing Foolio, and those whispers aren't kind. Word is the accused are getting hit from every angle, food taken away before trays even reach them, guards watching them like hawks but only stepping in when it's too late, and rivals lurking in the yard with eyes full of payback. The story goes even further. One of them, unable to handle the pressure, is rumored to be on suicide watch, locked in a brightly lit cell where the lights never turn off, where every moment feels like punishment stretched thin. None of this is confirmed, of course. Officially, they're being treated like any other inmate. But when it comes to prison life, the official record is only half the story. The rest gets told in whispers, and those whispers are saying this is revenge for Foolio. The picture painted by these rumors is dark. Inmates claim that when mealtime comes, the accused barely get to touch their food before it's gone, snatched away by other prisoners, sometimes right in front of guards who pretend they didn't see a thing. One rumor says that one of the suspects was handed an empty tray, rice without the meat, bread without butter, a hollow plate meant to break his spirit. Another whispers that the accused have been cut off from commissary privileges, that even when their families put money on their books, something always goes missing. Is it sloppy record keeping, or is it deliberate? No one knows, but the rumors don't care. They grow teeth with every retelling. There are whispers about the showers too. One man supposedly walked in with a towel over his shoulder and walked out minutes later without it, beaten, humiliated, warned to keep quiet or else. Others say the guards themselves are part of it, delivering sharp words and colder stares, making sure the accused feel smaller than their numbers. Prison is a place where small punishments add up. An hour shaved off yard time here, a letter that never arrives there, phone calls cut short just when voices start to crack. Rumor has it all these small cuts are adding up fast, leaving the accused bleeding without a bruise in sight. The alleged suicide watch has become the most chilling piece of the story. Inmates say one of the suspects broke down, pounding on the glass of his isolation cell, begging for lights out, for silence, for some kind of relief. Instead, he got more surveillance, more restrictions, and a fluorescent glow that refuses to let him close his eyes. Suicide watch is meant to protect, but in stories like these it's framed as punishment, a way to keep someone broken without laying a finger on them. Is it true? No one outside the block can say, but the more the rumor spreads, the more it sounds like fact to those who want it to be true, and underneath it all is the motive whispered through the cell blocks. This is vengeance for Foolio. Guards who grew up listening to his music, inmates who saw their own stories in his lyrics, even people who barely knew his name. Everybody has an opinion, and in prison, opinions turn into actions. The accused don't just carry their charges, they carry the weight of a community that believes a voice was stolen from them. In a place where power shifts in seconds, where survival depends on allies, the men accused of killing Foolio find themselves surrounded by enemies they can't even see. That's the prison rumor mill, half speculation, half exaggeration, but powerful enough to shape reality. And it all started with the murder itself, the night Foolio's life was cut short. On June 23, 2024, Foolio, real name Charles Andrew Jones II, was celebrating his 26th birthday in Tampa, Florida. He had rented an Airbnb packed with friends, laughter, and the usual chaos of a party for someone living life in the spotlight. But the night didn't stay smooth. The house was overcrowded, neighbors complained, and eventually Foolio was asked to leave. Looking for another spot, he checked into a Holiday Inn just before dawn, a quiet attempt to keep the celebration alive. But someone was watching. In the early hours, Foolio was ambushed in the hotel parking lot. 3 armed men approached his car on foot, opening fire with rifles and a pistol. It wasn't random, it wasn't sloppy, it was an organized, targeted hit. More than a dozen rounds tore through the vehicle. Foolio died at the scene. 3 others were injured and rushed to the hospital. Witnesses described chaos, screams, flashes of gunfire, the thud of bullets against metal. It was over in seconds, but the echo would last for years. For those who followed his career, Foolio's death felt inevitable and shocking all at once. He was a rising Jacksonville rapper, known for raw lyrics, street feuds, and music that blurred the line between art and real life. His songs referenced violence, survival, and rival gangs, stories pulled straight from his own neighborhood. Fans loved him for his honesty, critics feared what it represented, but love him or hate him, Foolio was a name on the rise, and his murder cemented his legend in the most tragic way possible. Police wasted no time. Detectives traced the ambush back to Jacksonville, Foolio's hometown, and the hub of the rivalries that followed him everywhere. Surveillance footage, phone data, and eyewitness accounts pieced together a chilling picture. 5 suspects had traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa with one purpose: to kill Foolio. The names quickly surfaced. Alicia Andrews, 21, Isaiah Chance Jr., 21, and Sean Gathright, 18, were among the first arrested. All 3 were charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy. Soon after, authorities identified Rashad Murphy, 30, and Davion Murphy, 27.
Put your hands up! Put your hands in the air! Hands up!
Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming!
Stop! Stop! Turn around. Keep your hands up. Turn around.
Back up! Back up! All right, go to your knees. Put your hands behind your back. Stay there. Stay there.
As additional suspects, believed to have fired weapons during the ambush. Rashad later surrendered after a tense standoff with police, while Davion was eventually tracked down and taken into custody. In total, 5 people were tied to the hit, and investigators were clear: this was no accident, no crime of passion. It was a targeted, gang-related execution. The arrests carried heavy consequences. Everyone involved was charged with premeditated murder, conspiracy, and attempted murder for the bystanders who were shot but survived. For the younger suspects, Andrews, Chance, and Gathright, the charges meant they could spend their entire lives behind bars before seeing freedom again. For Rashad and Davion Murphy, the evidence painted them as triggermen, virtually guaranteeing life sentences if convicted. Police statements were blunt. Foolio was targeted, hunted, and executed, and now those accused would face justice. But justice in the courtroom is only one version of punishment. The other version plays out inside the walls of the jail, where guards, inmates, and whispers decide how you spend each day. And that's why the rumors matter so much. Whether the accused are really being starved, really being isolated, really being humiliated, it may never appear in a file. But in prison culture, perception is reality. If enough people believe you're paying extra for what you did, then in a way you are. So the story of Foolio's death doesn't end at the parking lot, and it doesn't end in court. It continues inside those cells, where speculation has teeth, and where the accused can't escape the shadow of the man they're blamed for taking away. Every missing meal, every cold stare, every rumor of suicide watch becomes part of the sentence, a punishment beyond the years written in ink by a judge. And as long as Foolio's music keeps playing on the streets, as long as his murals keep gathering candles and his name keeps trending, those whispers inside prison walls will keep getting louder. Because in the end, prison has its own way of keeping score. And right now, the score says the men accused of killing Foolio aren't just serving time, they're serving a city's anger, one rumor at a time.